Massive contracts are handed out every single year in the NFL, and some players really, really deserve them, and others not so much. So today we're going to be checking out the top five most overpaid players in the NFL and see how they're affecting their teams. All right, so the first player we're going to look at here is Draymond Jones, and I got to tell you, Draymond Jones is he's number five on the list, but I mean, still, he's eating up a lot of the Seahawks cap space for not putting up a whole lot of production. So, as you can see right here, 3 years for 51.5 million bucks. That's absolutely insane. But the thing is, he's just not producing the stats to go and have that kind of money get handed to him like that. So, I mean, like you look, he played all 17 games this season. He ended up with 28 total tackles and only 4 sacks and 1 forced fumble. Like, that's not going to do it. Then the year previous, I mean, it was a pretty decent year. It's actually his best year for tackles, 49 tackles and then 4.5 sacks, no forced fumbles or fumble recoveries or anything like that, no interceptions, nothing. So again, you're not expecting interceptions or anything like that from a defensive end, but I'm at least expecting some forced fumbles and a little bit more on the tackling end or even on the sacks end because right now it just seems like he's kind of declining a little bit, which makes no sense whatsoever because I mean, he's in what now? The sixth year of his season. So if anything, he should only be on the up and up. He was a third round pick, or yeah, it was a third round pick number 71 by the Denver Broncos, and he's only 28 years old. 6'3", 281. It's just I expect a lot more out of a defensive end like this, especially one that's getting paid again $51 million. So, if I do remember correctly, this is either the third or fourth highest paid player on the Seattle Seahawks right now. And I'm thinking that this dude definitely needs traded because they can definitely get somebody else with much more production and upside. So, coming in at number four is somebody I kind of like hate to put on the list here, but I don't have a choice in my mind. It's Derek Carr. Derek Carr currently, if we go and look at the spot rack, is getting paid 150 million bucks for 4 years with the New Orleans Saints here. Not only that, he has a no trade clause. So that's just kind of like stacking things on top of that are making this a little bit worse for the Saints because he had an injury this year and then last year in 2023, I mean, his stats were like subpar, but again, not worth $150 million. So in my opinion, if I'm the Saints, like, I mean, you need to ride out this contract now. So eat the 2 years of this contract, but you really need to start building your team like around Derek Carr if you want to have, I guess, immediate success. Either that or you got to draft his successor right now and know that that dude is good and have him sit for 2 years. Or if Carr ends up being that bad, then throw him in and see what he has. But honestly, like, I hate to put him on the list because he got injured. He only played 10 games in 2024. But the Saints have had really no upside with him. And again, that's $150 million. That is a ton of money that they're giving to this dude. And again, just not enough upside for that. So sucks, but I have to put Derek Carr at the number four spot. All right, number three is where we really start to get into the meat and potatoes of this whole thing. It's Kirk Cousins. Oh my goodness gracious. What a mistake. What a mistake by the Atlanta Falcons. Let's pause for a moment here. I need to give it to Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has successfully fleeced every single organization that he's been with for money. Like every single one. And I honestly God can't believe it. Like I really can't. This dude currently is getting paid $180 million for 4 years, and he got benched. This was his first year on this contract, and he got benched for Michael Penix Jr. Like, this is absolutely embarrassing for Atlanta. As you can see down here, like in 2025, 14.5% of the cap. That absolutely ridiculous. And if you go look over here again, another no trade clause, which makes it 10 times worse. So they're stuck with this dude. Even if they think Penix is the guy, like they're stuck with this contract. So going forward, honestly, like, dude, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you throw him in again to start the season or if you trust Penix. I have no idea what you do here. But if you bench him, that is $180 million sitting on the bench. That is atrocious. Absolutely insane. And dead cap here, as you can see, if they would have cut him in 2024, 90. This is 65 million bucks, 25 million bucks, $12.5 million in his last year, and that's all dead money. I cannot believe, I cannot believe that Kirk Cousins has yet again received the contract that's like this. Like, I watched Minnesota for a little bit 2 years ago, and like his injury or whatever, like that sucks, and he's very, very rarely injured. So I kind of get it why Atlanta wanted to sign him. But for $180 million, dude, you gotta absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is ridiculous. And you're seeing the effects of it now, clearly. And then you go over here and keep in mind, he was not injured this season. He was benched in December because of his poor performance. So this is a 66% completion percentage with 3,500 yards and then 18 touchdowns and 16 interceptions. That is the kicker right there, which, oh man, that's really, really bad. Again, we'll go back to it. $180 million for 18 and 16. That is a heartbreaker if you're an Atlanta fan. You're gonna have to eat it, man. Again, this is so terrible. And the worst part is this isn't even the worst player on this list. Like, I cannot believe that they're paying. I cannot believe that they're paying him this much money. And this is reality too, and there's nothing that's going to change it. And there's nothing that can change it. This is an absolute nightmare for Atlanta Falcons fans, and I'm so sorry for that. So again, your team's screwed because if you cut him, the dead cap is too much, and you're already paying him this much money. You better start him next season, Atlanta, and you better hope that he does well. And if he doesn't, then oh well, just eat the last 2 years or whatever and go with Penix. But man, this is painful, and I can't believe that I didn't put this at the number 2 spot. But the number 2 is, believe it or not, even more baffling than this. Buffalo fans, you can rage all that you want for me putting him at number 2 and above Kirk Cousins on this list, but I could not help myself. Number 2 is Von Miller. Whenever I looked at this stat sheet and then I looked at how much he was getting paid, I wanted to throw up. First of all, I cannot believe that you signed this old dude to that long of a contract. That is the first thing that's baffling to me. So, first year he gets an excuse for Buffalo because in 2022 he tore his MCL. So, that's all right. As you can see, 12 games played, 21 total tackles, 8 sacks. 8 sacks, love that. 21 total tackles, hate that. Like, actually despise that. So, then you go to 2023. 12 games played, dude. 12 games. You're reading this correctly. Right down here. 12 games played. 3 total tackles. 0 sacks. 0 forced fumbles. 0 fumble recoveries. No interception. Nothing.
What you doing there? What you doing there?
This is one of the most dud years I've ever seen. Like, those are Devin Bush stats, dude. Those are Devin Bush looking numbers. And 2024, 13 games played. Not only that, but he decided to go and violate the league's personal conduct policy or whatever. So then he gets suspended for 4 games. I cannot believe that I haven't even said the numbers yet for this contract because that's the part that's really going to hit. But again, 2024, even with the suspension, 13 games played, so he could have played all season. 13 games played, 17 total tackles, and 6 sacks. That is not going to do it. That is simply not going to do it because you're paying him $120 million for 6 years. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. I am so shocked, first of all, that you decided to give him a 6-year contract. That was your first mistake. This dude is... Like, I kind of figured that he wasn't going to make it. He kind of looked like he was on the decline already. Like, and now you're going to pay him through 2027? This is absolutely ridiculous. Again, 2023, nothing wrong with him. Absolutely nothing wrong with him, pretty much. 12 games, man. 12 games and 3 tackles, no sack. That literally drove a stake through my heart, dude. I cannot believe that those are real numbers. Like, I honest to God cannot. That is unbelievable that he put up 3 tackles in a season and that's it, and he's getting paid $120 million over 6 years. It is, I am baffled. I am absolutely, now he doesn't have a no trade clause, so you can definitely get rid of this. I don't know if you guys are going to choose to or not. You definitely should, in my opinion. If you cut him, that's 15 million in dead cap. So I'm gonna be honest, I'd cut him. I would totally take the 15 million in dead cap here. Like, dude, if you can't get a trade, cut his ass. No doubt. He's 8.6% of your cap. And that's ridiculous. And in the last year of his contract, he's going to be 10% of your cap. So if in 2023, like, what does that spell for you? In 2023, he puts up 3 tackles in 12 games. What do you think he's going to do in 2027? He might retire. He might not play. Like, dude, this is bad, man. This is really, really bad. And again, I feel kind of bad for putting him at number 2 over Kirk Cousins, because Kirk Cousins absolutely fleeced the hell out of the Atlanta Falcons. There's no doubt about that. And that dead money for them is unbeatable. Like, you're not beating that dead money. But, dude, Von Miller has got you guys by the balls. And that sucks, man, because he's not putting up the numbers. He is not producing. The 2023 stats said it all for me. 12 games played, 3 total tackles, 0 sacks, 0 fumbles, 0 fumble recoveries, 0 interception, nothing. He has nothing. So Von Miller's going to get a number 2, and you guys already know who number 1 is. Number 1 is the most obvious player on earth. Cleveland, you've done it again. Cleveland, you have done it again. You have managed to embarrass yourselves for what might be the 10 millionth time. From the beginning, whenever you opened up against my Pittsburgh Steelers, saying that anyone who ever talked bad about the Browns can now officially shut up.
I want to send a message to everyone who ever made fun of Cleveland, a message to anyone who ever told a Cleveland joke or laughed at a Cleveland joke. You can now officially shut up!
From that embarrassing moment whenever we dropped like 40 or whatever we dropped on your heads.
Touchdown!
Oh, what a nice job by Hines Ward.
What a throw by Thompson.
To this. Wow, dude. Like, wow, man. What a legacy. What a legacy of failure. Number 1 is obviously, and everyone saw it coming, is Deshaun Watson. This, I would have to go over my NFL history a little bit more before I officially, like, solidify this. This might be the worst contract in NFL history. Like, I might do a whole separate video on how absolutely terrible this contract is. This is detrimental. Like I don't even have to say it. Everyone already knows. This is probably the worst contract ever given out in NFL history. And I feel pretty confident saying that without doing any research whatsoever yet. Like, and I'm going to probably do a whole entire video on just how terrible that this is. This is an instance, I don't care about injury. I really don't. It is, without a doubt, probably the worst one in NFL history whenever you pay $230 million for 5 years. And this dude hasn't even played. He's barely even played for you. So 2022, let's just go down the line. We're going to break down every single part of this. 2022 right here, 6 games played, 58% completion percentage with 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. That is awful. Then you go to 2023 and 2024. This one, he injured his shoulder apparently, so he's on the injured list. This one, he tore his Achilles, and he has a no trade clause, which just stacks so much crap on top of this that it's absolutely insane. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that this is real. Again, I'm gonna say it again. $230 million for 5 years. And he has played a total of what? 19 or 29 games or something like that, dude. Oh my gosh. Like I can't believe it. I literally cannot believe that you guys would make this mistake yet again as an organization. So now, like I think everyone already knows how this affects the Cleveland Browns. I think everyone has to know how this affects the Cleveland Browns, dude. So right now in 2025, again, no trade clause, so you can't move him. There's no chance that you're moving him unless you cut him. And if you cut him, you are managing $172 million, dude.
Now that's a lot of damage.
Well, I'm going to say it again just for the effect. $172 million in dead cap. That is 26. He's 26% of your cap. 26.5% of your cap. And he's played, I mathed that so bad back there. Sorry about that. He's played 19 games. I can't believe it. He's played 19 games, dude. And you guys are paying him this much money, and he hasn't done anything. He's done absolutely nothing. And the worst part is, I think not only his whole entire history with all of the rape accusations and everything, and your organization still decided to sign him, which I am absolutely disgusted by. I don't care if like you can talk about anything that you want regarding like the verdicts or whatever. Still, dude, that's terrible. And before he was even proven innocent, you guys gave him this contract. So I want you to think about that. This is 110% what you guys get. No doubt in my mind. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. $230 million for 5 years, and he's played 19 games. Dude, that is so bad. This is the worst contract in the NFL, no doubt. He is the most overpaid player in the NFL currently, and probably of all time. I am fully convinced that this is the worst contract in NFL history. Fully convinced. Just full stop. I can't believe that this is real. I really cannot believe that this is real. But the thing is, like, I savor it and I don't feel bad whatsoever because I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Because like this is the most Browns thing to ever happen to the Browns. Like, you guys can take your playoff win or whatever, man, that you had against us in 2020. Dude, this is bad. Like, this sets you back years. And obviously, you guys already know that Myles Garrett wants a trade, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get it. He might get traded during the draft. And again, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter whatsoever because this year is the year that Deshaun Watson takes up $26.5 million worth of your cap space. And there is no way in hell that he's going to restructure that contract. No way. There's no way that he's going to redo this deal. I don't see it whatsoever. And why would he? You guys are just giving him the money. And all he's doing is getting hurt and sitting on the bench and watching DTR go at it and throw a bunch of picks. Like, dude, you guys set this man up for life. You set this man's family up for life. And it's all for nothing. And I cannot believe it.